It's day 4 of the Fall of Winterhome and the people have no food for the second day in a row. Here's what we'll do today. Clear the ruins even faster, expand our resource production, and continue building around the generator. So without further ado, let's get started. In the morning, the city warms up and our scouts reach the iron deposit where we pick up a large amount of steel. From here, they'll head back to the weather station as it's time to pick up the engineers there on our way home. Meanwhile, it's time to form our second scout team and send them out to the dreadnought, as it will have a much bigger role to play later on. We can drop down a level in our generator for the next few days. This is the break we'll need in order to prep for the sharp temperature drop at the end of the week. As described in previous days, we're going to continue steadily building and removing gathering posts as more of the ruins are cleared. Remember that clicking on the messages on the left will center the map on the location. By now, the cleanup process has gathered some pretty substantial momentum, and we're cruising towards having a nice, functional city again. At 11 AM, the Steam Steelworks research is completed, and we start light scout sleds, as we now have 2 scouts in the wasteland. There's plenty of resources out there that need to be collected, and we need them as soon as possible. Following this, we immediately start upgrading the steelworks and continue the cleanup process. While the resources are rolling in, we'll also start building houses and more workshops in anticipation of the engineers from the weather station. By the way, use your best judgment to directly send some workers to ruins for faster clearing. Also, don't forget to staff and heat the gathering posts and other buildings as they are completed. We'll let the child take a break today and get the hope boost, as we're still just over halfway to our final objective. Meanwhile, at 3 PM, we'll focus on getting more hunters' hangars and start building our second coal mine. We want to increase the surplus of coal as quickly as possible. Towards the end of the workday, we build another hangar and start researching coal mining optimization. At 7 PM, our second scout team has reached the dreadnought to pick up some supplies and head towards the lone boulder. After this, we continue to focus on staffing buildings as they come online. At 8:30, our first scouting party picks up the engineers at the weather station and heads for home. As a result, we'll no longer see the weather forecasts, but the trade-off of having these engineers will be worth it. Throughout the night, we start building out housing around the generator. We also enact evening prayers and immediately activate this at our houses of prayer for a hope boost. At 1 AM, our scouts drop off resources and engineers and head for the snow cliffs. We also place a steam hub down so that we can safely focus on a small cluster of the remaining ruins. And we have finally cleared the second steel site, so we start building the steam steelworks there. Gaining access to this site by the 4th day is critical, as we need high steel production as quickly as possible. At this point, we start removing buildings around the generator that aren't optimally placed. Once they're gone, we'll fill the space back in with housing. While we're at it, we place a few more workshops to prepare for the next phase of the scenario. At around 3 AM, we place tents down around the generator and our scouts have reached the lone boulder. From here, they'll head towards the last camp to continue their exploration. Towards early morning, the area around the generator is starting to look a lot better as we continue to rebuild the city. And as the workshops are completed, we assign the newly arrived engineers there to accelerate research. We're in a good place right now, but we definitely want to reap what we've sown today. So check out the next day to see if we can push our hope past the halfway point. This is Fat Beats, signing out.